What's up, YouTube? Mike is back again. Cavino, right there. Yeah. So today, as you can tell by the title, I just wanted to give you a brief history on kind of a little bit of a background about myself, how I got into trucking, what really the motives were, and why I choose to really make this life-changing decision for myself and my family. So to start everything off, we got to rewind all the way back to August of 2020. So I was working at my previous employer, previous regular employer outside of trucking, Southern Eagle Distributing out of Fort Pierce, Florida, which is essentially a Anheuser-Busch wholesaler. So it's pretty much, Budweiser sales around, and it's a day, local delivery beer distributor. So was working there, and my boss at the time gave me an opportunity to learn how to move the trucks so that I could go out, move the trucks, put it into a loading bay, and then load up the beer that needs to be and stuff like that. So basically like a yard dog, except I would go into 45 individual trucks on a given day, at least towards the end of it. So I took advantage of his offer, and at the time I had no idea of anything that I wanted to do with over-the-road trucking or anything like that. So then what came down to was learning how to do it, and thankfully I took advantage of it because it was all like day cab company stuff. So they're running like 35-foot, 40-foot, 53-foot, 48-foot trailers. So I kind of learned the gifs of it and everything, and really what a yard dog does. So, which really helped out for getting my CDL. So then it came to, February of 2022. And at the time I had a warehouse position. So I said to my boss, hey, I'm really thinking about, pursuing and getting my CDL. So I went ahead and tried to get my CDL through them, and there was some promises there that were not met by different people in the company. So I said, okay, well, if that's how it's gonna be, then I gotta get out of here. So, and that was after me refusing pay raises and everything else. And I said, look, there's no amount of money that's going to keep me from really accomplishing my goals that I want to do in life. So turned down a few pay raises and everything else, and went out and signed on with Stevens Transport. So Stevens Transport, for some background on them, they are a startup training company out of Dallas, Texas. So they hired me on, and at no cost, they put me through CDL school. They sent me to Tampa truck driving school out of Tampa Bay, Florida. So went there for 3 weeks? Yeah, 3 weeks. Did the training there that I had to do, and then took a week off at home, and then I was shipped out to Dallas. Had the whole 240-hour training course and everything else, so which was all great. Did what I needed to do, learn how to really run the truck. So then it came time to, after a year on with Stevens, so it was June of 2022 when I became a solo driver, and then all the way until June 30th of 2023, I said, all right, I got my year in, I should be eligible for more companies, let me see what else is out there, and I want to try to make more money for myself. So I go around looking at companies, and then I get hired on with Total Transportation out of Mississippi at the time. I wanted to get out of reefer. I wanted to see what else was out there. They did a lot of drop and hook and everything, which was great. It's just the problem is that the money really wasn't there. So it was like I was making more money there than I was with Stevens, but then at the same time, it became like, well, is it really worth this extra amount of money for dealing what I'm dealing with and running at night, which I'll run at night if I have to, but preferably I like to run, start my day around 11:30, noon, something like that, and then end around like 11, 12, 1 in the morning. Not drive from 10 p.m. to 8 a.m. in the morning every day. I don't care for that, but I do it if the job needs to be. So then it came time for me to look at different companies again, because I was like, all right, well, I got more experience in, I want to see what's around. And then the other dagger that was a disadvantage to me was the fact that I live in South Florida. And for those of you that don't know, South Florida is a very, very rough area to get drivers home to for most companies, I should say. So I didn't have my 2 years yet. And I lived in South Florida, so a lot of the companies that I wanted to get with, and keep in mind, background on myself as well, I have a clean driving record and everything, clean DAC, so never any tickets or anything like that in a commercial vehicle or such. So that was going well for me. It was just my location. So then finally, after I left Total, then I got hired on with R&R. So then with R&R, it was like, okay, things are a lot better. The money was a lot more. It was more of like a family atmosphere where you're really known by name. You're not so much a truck number, and basically the usual spiel that I give in my videos. So that's pretty much how I got from a warehouse position making X amount of dollars to getting into where I'm at today, where I'm making a lot more money now than I was working in the warehouse. I'm essentially setting my own hours for when I want to work, what loads I want to run, essentially. And it's really all in all just a lot better for my life, And then when you take the whole family aspect of it, it's like I had to sit down and talk to my fiance, say like, hey, I'd like to pursue a career over the road, and I want to travel. And, keep in mind, at the time, I was like 27 years old. So it was like, I'm in the prime of my life right now. And I'm like, I want to get out there and do this. So one thing led to another, and sure enough, then she joined me on the road. So now we truck on the road as a family, my fiance, dog Cavino, as you've seen in other videos, and it's a whole family affair with things, And now it's like, it's so much better because now I'm able to maximize the time that I'm out here. I'm not away from family. I'm making a lot more money now than I was previously, because back when I was working in the warehouse, I was working the exact opposite days that she did, and I made a hell of a lot less money than I do now. So it's like, hey, it's kind of a win-win, So did that, and I've now been to all 48 states, just by driving, trucking around and everything. And now I really stay out like 3 months at a time just because I love it. It's really a passion of mine to do. I am in this for the long haul. When you talk about more of my personal life, I've sold off vehicles. I've gotten rid of a lot of my assets, living accommodations. Like I still keep a South Florida, residential, if you want to say, status, residency for when it comes to CDL purposes because of the taxes, because I am able to claim, not have any state income tax takeout, so of my settlements. So, which is great. That saves me a lot of money. And then I go down there when I want to, not when I have to, So it gives me more of a motive to travel more and see a lot more of my family. Because like I said, I'm originally born and raised in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So I was just up there for a 10-day homestand, seeing family and everything else. So that was great. And then, we both of us have scattered family around the country and everything. So it really, really works out well. And yeah, just plan my home time whenever I want to, essentially get an Airbnb, whatever state, whatever town I really want to, plan to take that off, and it's there, and it's really effortless, if you want to say, you know what I mean? And it's like, it is a lot of work out here, but it's something that I enjoy, It's like, I love a lot of the aspects of it and everything. I love the freedom that I have, the non-micromanaging, and stuff like that, what I mean? And it's like the money part, it's like, yeah, that's great too, but it's like there's a lot more reasons that I do this than other just the financial aspect of it. So, that's pretty much a quick rundown of everything. And I guess I should ask now too, for a future video, if there's any like question and answers that some of my subscribers or any of you guys watching that want to ask me and stuff like that. Put it this way, I'm an open book. Okay, you can ask me anything that you really want to. The only subject that I will not get involved with is my personal financial income. I have people that do comment on, how much money I really do make and everything, and I'm just not that person to really discuss all of that. You know what I mean? My personal income is really me. You know what I mean? And I can't say, oh yeah, you come hired onto this company and everything. You know what I mean? you're going to make the same amount of money, if not more than I do. You know what I mean? Which you could. You might make more, you might like less, and you might make the same. You know what I mean? Depends on if you have your hazmat or not, your experience, how long you're willing to run. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of factors to that, and I just choose not to talk about money. So anything you guys want to ask me, trucking related, personal life, whatever the hell it may be. Heck, it could be talking about how I live on the road with my dog, you know, damn near 365 days a year. You know what I mean? What type of food I give them, the meal prep that we do and everything. You know what I mean? We're not out eating in these truck stops and everything. There's only like a handful of truck stops that we will actually willingly go out and eat at. Everything gets done in-house, you know what I mean? And granted, there's this whole country out there with great food and everything. The only issue is that usually where the great food is where the trucks can't go. So it has to be a lot for me to get out of the truck and actually willingly to go eat, you know what I mean? So we do a lot of our grocery shopping and everything else, and you know, maybe that's another video that I can make for content. But anyway, so yeah, if there's any questions or anything like that, you know, if I can gather like 5 or 10 questions or whatever it is from subscribers or viewers, whatever it may be, just send them to me in the comments or whatever it is. And I would love to make a video about that, you know, just from some, you know, more content and everything. So yeah, but anyway, that's gonna do it for this one, guys. I just wanted to kind of, you know, give more of a personal background of like my life and everything and how I got into this, and just some, you know, more context and perspective of, you know, who's really making these videos. You know what I mean? This isn't just some guy up here just trying to recruit people onto the company. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I make these videos for recruiting wise, but it's like, I still want to kind of, you know, bring some context into who I am as a person and everything, and why I got into this and why I'm in the position that I'm in today, which is great. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. Anywhere else in the country, anywhere, you know, any other company, whatever it may be, R&R is the place to be, and this is the place I truly call home, which I'm very happy to do. So yeah, anyway, that should do it for this one. Please like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, do all of that. If you guys have any personal questions you want to answer me, you know, ask me, I should say, just leave them in the comments, or you can even email me, you know what I mean? Reach out to me on email, rnrmike1214@gmail.com, and I would be glad to get back to you. If you have any interest in joining the company, feel free to. My name is Mike, driver code ELLM, and truck number 1210. So yeah, definitely give it a thought. They hire out of the lower 48, and yeah, as long as you're a match, you should be good to go with at least 1 year reefer experience. All right, guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Have a good day.